Where's Tucker, Alki?
Over at the dig site.
Well, which one, goddammit?
The north one. Back there.
Anybody touches this bike, or anything on it, I break your fingers.
Whatever, man. Jesus.
I keep telling you. Everywhere you look, it's all one giant lava field. 25 feet solid rock. It'll take jackhammers to...
I don't need a lecture, goddammit. I get it.
No, you don't. But these people are hungry. Even if they had all their strength. It'll take them months to finish this job with picks and shovels.
I don't give a shit. We're all hungry, Al. But this job's gotta get done whether it takes all goddamn year. It's not like we got somewhere else to be now, do we?
Wait. Not finished.
We'll make it quick, will ya, Al? I got things to do.
Rippers. This morning, one of my men spotted a large group of them coming over the pass.
And no one stopped them?
How the Tucker, you know we're already spread thin.
Are they headed north? Al, are they headed towards us? Yes or no?
I don't know. Maybe he knows.
What the fuck are you up to now, huh? What's this about, huh?
Damn it, Alki. It's not his job to know, it's your goddamn job to know.
I can't be at two places at one time. You either want me here, running your dig, or you want me out there in the shit, chasing the Rippers.
Go check the store, see how much ammo we got left. I'll tell Wheeler to watch the dig.
What are you looking at?
I don't know, just waiting for you to smarten the fuck up.
Don't!
Geek!
Did you track down Leon?
Geek!
Good thing someone around here knows how to make things happen. Ride with me. How long's it been since you found someone, brought him in?
The kind of people left out in the shit aren't the kind of people you want me bringing in.
We lost 2 more to the fever.
It's not my problem.
You want our food? I'm making it your problem.
I told you we'll do runs for you, but we're not joining your goddamn camp.
Remind me again, my old woman's memory. Why is that?
Because it's a waste of time, Tuck.
Well, aren't you the optimist? Where's Boozer?
He said he was gonna head over to Copeland's camp, see about trading for some fish.
You're not in bed with Cope now, are you? His camp near yours?
It's not closer or further. Look, I'm not Boozer's old lady. He goes where he wants.
Because the freaks will just dig him up.
Jesus. You keep the shit burning all day and night.
Got a lot of freak corpses piling up out here. With men like you doing your jobs. Damn right we keep it burning.
Try using more gasoline. Burns faster, less fumes.
Like we got so much to spare? When it's all gone, what are you gonna put in that bike of yours? Spit and sweat? Now what the hell is going on here?
The count's off. Storage is missing food and some ammo.
Jesus. Who was on watch last night?
Wheeler,
Tonight, double the watch. This shit's starting to piss me off.
you got it.
Trouble in paradise.
It's like I was saying. Camp's like a prison. Bunch of goddamn lazy liars, thieves, rapists, and murderers. You know why that is?
No idea.
'Cause that's who we are. The freak show. Only folks survived were those mean enough, nasty enough to out-freak the freaks. The rest are here. Hoping I feed them, protect them, keep them nice and cozy and warm, so they can sit on their asses and watch the world end. You! Get your ass back to work. Don't make me go get Cyrus. Lazy sons of bitches can screw around all they like on their time. Daytime is my time. Running this camp is no different than running a prison.
I can't remember what you said. You were what? You were a warden or something?
Nothing so high and mighty. I was matron of the women's ward. You look like the sort who might have spent some time in the pen, back in the day. You ever do time?
I had my share of trouble, but I never landed in K-State.
I got a job for you. Larson was on a run yesterday. Passed through Marion Fork, said he saw someone. Young woman looked like, but he only caught a glance. He stopped to look around, but he never found her.
Is he sure?
Larson's been doing this long as you. He knows a person from a freak. But you got a knack for this. You head over there and find her before the freaks do.
I'll see what I can do. But look, Tuck, I want the rest of my credits for Leon.
You bring me warm bodies, I'll give you all the credits you can spend. I gotta go find Wheeler. Someone's looking at a night in this shack.
It doesn't look too bad.
What the hell? Get back to work.
Hey, back to work.
Hey, just don't let them catch you.
I'm gonna stretch my legs for a while.
You got something to say about it?
Alcott. What do you want, Drifter?
What's your problem?
One of my men escaped a Ripper camp over by Iron Butte. Got tortured, like they always do. But this time they kept asking me if he knew about it. Two bikers, two men, asking me if he'd ever seen them or heard of them.
A lot of bikes around here. What's it got to do with me?
The Ripper called them mongrels. How many drifters still flying colors around here? As if that shit matters. You ask me? You got a price on your head. How's it feel to be on the other side?
Now, why don't you just show me what you got, because I don't have time for your bullshit.
Whatever you say, Deke.
All right, I see how it is.
What do you...
Now I just gotta figure out who I'm gonna give this to. We can't head north until I get this bike fixed up. Copeland it is.
How's it going?
Hey, haven't seen Boozer around much lately.
Yeah, he's around. I guess he's just been doing more work for Cope.
Stop by soon.
couldn't find anything there. I was there, I just didn't see him. Let me see what this is, because there's... literally right on it. It's right, literally right here. always nighttime now. It's been night for like an hour, and then it went daytime for 3 minutes, and now it's night again. Now it looks like it's sunlight. No.
I got a use for you. Always need scrap.
there's no gas in this town.
Good.
Seen him before. Open that.
How's it going?
Hey, what's going on?
We're gonna run out of this someday, you know. Come back soon. It's your bike, right? Check back.
Why does it say new upgrades if I can't?
We got stuff if you need it. Okay. Bye.
Hey, Tuck. So, am I on your trust list or no?
Hold on. I'll get the
St. John. Stop by the hot springs when you can.
Tucker,
I was
I hear you. St. John out.
Just there. That's out of control. Let's go check on Boozer, see how he's doing.
Let's go. Open up.
It's a drifter. Let him in.
Hey,
What's up, Manny?
we can fill your bike up if you need it. Yep, always needing fuel. Drifter life. Good choice, man. Good choice. I'll be here. I'll be here if you need me.
What do you need? Damon.
Hey, Cope. I think Leon was bringing you this.
Deke. You made a wise choice. Wise choice. You go see Manny. Maybe he can help you with that bike of yours.
Deacon, you keeping an eye on that gas tank. The one with the custom paint job you've been asking about.
Hey, Manny.
Yeah, got some good stuff in stock. I'll wrap that up for you. right. Back to work.
Boozer, why the hell aren't you in your damn bunk?
I couldn't sleep. You remember what I said back in the tunnel? Don't go up there, Deke. It's making you crazy.
Boozer, okay, look. I go up there because there's freaks up there. I kill them here, I kill them there. Bounties are all the same to me.
And what are the two?
Cope, this man I'm tracking down.
I saw him, Deke. You're on the
Why
table.
do you care?
This
It's
morning.
just another bounty job.
Same one she had at the wedding.
Look, I don't care. I just want to know their names. Who, Cope?
One of them is a man named Randall.
Tulips,
Been in
Boozer,
the camp
still
almost a
Cope.
year.
Get it right.
I didn't know the other two. You want me to ask?
No, I guess not.
You find that son of a bitch. You radio me. Copeland out.
Deacon St. John, this is Tucker. Like I said before, I haven't seen Boozer's sweet face around these last few days. You sure he's all right?
This is Deacon. Boozer's fine. Like I said, he's just been busy.
Doing runs for that son of a bitch, Mark Copeland, no doubt. I get the feeling he doesn't like me much. Boozer, I mean.
Like I said, I ain't his old lady. Deacon out.
What do we got? Gotcha.
There he is.
Silver helmet, red gas tank. That's him.
You can't get away from me!
Oh, shit! The hell?
So you thought you'd ride into Copeland's camp, shoot the place up, that about right?
Kill a few folks, take some shit, just ride out, and just...
What's in you? Tell him to go to hell!
Go to hell!
Come on, come on.
Go to hell, Trevor! Copeland can suck on it, you hear me? No, my bike!
There we go.
No, my bike!
Oh my god. What even just happened there?
You do, you son of a bitch. Hey, no, 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 no.
Yeah, well, Cope kind of frowns on that. Not a fan of it myself, if you want to know the truth. Give drifters a bad name. What if you'd shot Manny? You know, who'd fix my bike then? Stupid piece of shit.
Screw you! You want to Copeland's toadies? You little bitch! That's what you are! You little bitch!
Cope, it's done. Got him.
You tell
Mark down these coordinates and send your men out here.
You hear me?
Is he alive?
Hey, Drifter.
Yeah, he's alive. But I won't promise you how long he's gonna stay that way. Deacon out.
You tell him, Drifter.
You tell him I said good.
This is Radio Free Oregon. The truth shall set you free. Broke another goddamn razor this morning. In our supposed global utopia, instead of getting the best products from around the world, we got the shittiest products cheap foreign labor could churn out. Everything in the last 50 years was built to break, so that you could buy once, buy again, buy. You always had to get the new car, the new phone, the new this and that, all to feed the beast of crass commercialism. You want something built to last? You couldn't go overseas, nope. You need real, hard-working Americans at the helm. When we build something, it'll stand the test of time. And the same hands that built this country, they'll withstand anything this new world throws at us. Our roads bend, friends, but they do not break. And neither will we. This is Mark Copeland for Radio Free Oregon. Don't believe the lies.
They look pretty broken to me, Cope, but hey, whatever you say. Nothing wrong with a little crass commercialism. I mean, I could use a new bike right about now.
Why can't I interact with him?
Oh, I'm just gonna close my eyes for a bit. All right, okay, let's go.
Tucker to Deacon St. John. Are you listening? I talked to Alki the other day, some of the other men. I know you've been doing runs for the camp. I just wanted to say thank you.
Let's see. Let's go.
Nope. Let's go here. Clear this out first. Maybe I should let you run first.
That should be it. Boozer, you there? I was just calling to check up on you.
Yeah, Deacon.
Hang in there, buddy. As soon as we get that arm patched up, we're riding north, just like you said.
I hope so. God, I miss you on the road.
You just work on getting better. I still got some work to do on the bike, and we gotta stock up on some gear. But once you're patched up, we're out of here. Deacon out. Mass grave. I keep forgetting it's so close to O'Leary Mountain. Don't ask me how.
Just explore.
Shit, that's right. I gotta finish burning out these nests. Now, where is it? God damn, it's gotta be close. Shit, almost out. Nice.
See, this is what I hate. Like, you can't just easily get to your stuff. Going to the wheel is just not fun. As it is like every other game with the wheel. It's supposed to make things easier, but it's almost, I'd rather them almost just not have it. Like, I'd rather just have to go to a pause menu. This really doesn't. The only thing that's good is the damn, just being able to heal on the fly, literally. Everything else is trash. Like, those types of things should be automatic headshots. It shouldn't even be like, oh, you're not giving it to, like it should target heads. Because the problem is that it doesn't. There's nothing you can do about it. Even when you're right on the head sometimes. At point blank range, being right on the head is not a headshot. It's little things like that that totally 100% ruin any type of immersion or consistency that you could possibly get in this game, and that's not cool. Like, if something absolutely outright breaks the game by the game not respecting a headshot is a headshot.
More bounties.
I think that's always been my number one thing. Like, the question that devs should ask, I took a couple of game design courses, and that was the number one thing that they said. With any change, any addition, anything that you put in the game, number one question that you should be asking is, what is this? Who is this for? Is this for me? Is this for the player? And the answer should always be, this is for the player. And the second question you should ask yourself is, does this addition or does this mechanic make the game more fun? And when you do things like, well, a headshot's not always a headshot, in the sense of, I think that the hitbox for headshots should probably just be generous. It should be way more generous. Or it should snap lock to heads when you're at that point blank range. But they don't even have a snap aim. And it's like when the shooting's not very good, it's not precise, the bullet spread is ridiculously randomized. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you have a randomized spread on a weapon that should not have randomized spread, well, it's going to make everything feel like crap. And that's exactly how everything feels in this game. It just feels off. Nothing feels like it works the way that you would like it to. It's close. It's like everything's almost right there. You're like, ooh, if you guys would have just tweaked it a little more, you could have had something here. You know what I mean? But as it stands, like I said, it's a good game. I'm not saying it's bad because of that, but it certainly dings it, and that's what stops it from being whatever, an 8 or a 9 for me. Maybe, like I said, 7.5, 8, maybe. So I'd say somewhere between 7.5 and 8. I also don't like when games do things like this. It's like, I was here twice. Why didn't you guys have me burn a corpse then? You know what I mean? Like,
learn something new every day. Don't worry, Alvarez. I'm not gonna... Rest in peace. They can't get you now. Boozer, you there?
Yeah, Deke.
I took care of it. Alvarez, I mean.
Thanks, brother. She do this. Same for us.
Yeah, she would have. Deacon out. That's the last of them. Build your damn nest somewhere else, you damn freaks. show to work. This is it. All right, where? There you are. Gotta take a closer look. Okay, let's take a look around. Oh, Jesus, something went down. Wonder if the poor bastards had anything worth looking for.
Wait, what happened? That was it? It was just that? That's it? A med kit? Really? Med kit. Seen it all. And I wish the mini-map did anything besides look like black splotch in the bottom of the corner. It really might as well not even be there. It has literally serves no purpose besides to help you get back to your bike. Everything else is just, you might as well just use the regular map.
Camp full of squatters. You're the assholes who tried to ambush me.
How do I get to them? Do I have to go all the way around? That's bullshit.
That's it. Bunch of murdering assholes. Can't let any of them get out of here alive.
Who's that? Is there someone out there?
Someone's here.
I'm a hit! I'm a hit!
Really? See?
Finally, Jesus.
Headshot, but no. And there's no fall off. He's right in my face, so I don't want to hear about fall off.
Hey, whoa.
One down. Let's do this.
Who's out there? Someone there? Man, combat! Stop moving!
What do you think now, huh? It's back. How do you like that?
Really, I have nothing to deal with.
Cover me!
Move on! Move on!
You really think you can hurt something, yeah? They're down! Cover me! Gotta move inside. Yeah! Keep on running around. He's gonna run, kill him!
I literally have nothing.
Let's do this. Come on.
They're down!
Murdering son of a bitch.
Kill him! We got this!
Gotta move! He's on you! Can't get around it!
Throw an explosive!
More explosives, nothing. They literally give you every chance they get in this game. I've never seen a game that gives you so
They're down!
They're down!
Hey! Catch!
Throw the pipe bomb!
Grenade! There we go!
Like, whenever you're just running around, everything is literally everywhere. Like, I'm tripping over bandages. I must have already left 1,000 bandages. In this, I've already passed up thousands and thousands of health items that I didn't have space for. But now, I'm empty because I need it.
I gotta kill them all.
That's why
Every
there's
last
none
one of these
around.
murderers, sons of bitches.
And that's the kind of shit I hate about this, because most games don't do that. Typically, you won't find much of anything in the open world, and you will find what you need when you get to where you're going, which makes a lot more sense. Like, this place should have all of the health. This is where the people are. But nope. Nope.
Men coming!
Yeah, keep on running.
Oh, yeah. How do you like that, huh? Okay,
help out. It's nothing new.
Come on, move up on him! Moving up! Cover me! Get beside me! Someone's hit!
You like killing drifters, isn't it? How do you like it now?
Really?
Burn, you asshole.
Use this.
Now I got
Really is the shooting is just so bad. It makes these things so unenjoyable. You'd think it would be fun, but no. This is the least fun, like, part. This is the least enjoyable section of the game where you have to engage with humans because the shooting mechanics are just terrible. I'm really struggling to think of one game I've ever played, not just this generation, but any time. Whether it be like Steam Early Access, I don't remember the last time I've seen shooting that is so fundamentally flawed. Again, quite possibly the worst shooting I've ever played. Ever. And that's saying something, but it's just that bad, dude. The shooting is that bad. Even if it had a soft lock, if there was a soft lock, like how it is when you're on a bike, if there was a snap where it would snap to the closest person when you aim down the sights, anything, but it has nothing. It has focus mode, which, again, it's finite, and you don't want to sit there, and that makes every engagement super boring, but it's the only way that you can secure, like you can guarantee a shot. Because even if you're aiming right at their head, if it's not in focus mode, there's a pretty good chance it won't headshot them.
Oh, I gotcha. I'll cover you! Move! Find cover! Move! Find cover!
Again, this is not what people play open world games for, to sit in like a half-ass cover shooter. Because you really don't get behind cover. anything, I probably would have told him just take guns out of the game altogether. Frustrated. I need to get right a review about it. I don't know, man. Maybe this is a 6.5 just because of the shooting, but that's my only thing. If it wasn't for the shooting, 9, 8. Shooting brings this way down. I was just gonna dock it like a half a point, like from 8 to 7.5, but you do way too much shooting in this game, and for it to be that bad. See, there's some games where they really do not emphasize gunplay at all. Like, even Last of Us. Sure, there's a decent amount of shooting, but again, it's a different... You know, the areas are enclosed, smaller, so you don't have to have... You're not sitting a half a mile away. Enemies have realistic aim, whereas, like, they don't automatically hit you in... These guys hardly ever miss a shot, as you see. The only time they miss a shot is like they won't maybe let 3, you know, if they shoot off 3 shots, one of them's going to hit me for sure. The other 2 might miss, but it's just... And the line of sight's so long, so far. No one wants to do this. No one. That's why this game's getting terrible reviews. Because this is not what people want in an open world game. Same with Dying Light. Even say what you will about Dying Light. Dying Light, yeah, it's a first-person game from the point of view, but look at... the emphasis is not on gunplay. Sure, you're using guns a lot, but again, as I said, the lines of sight are closer. There's lots of buildings, lots of cover. You're never really going to be sniping. You're not going to be shooting at things from what would in real life be an eighth of a mile away. You're not going to, you know what I mean? You're not going to be 600, 700 feet away from, 1,000 feet away from your target. Because that's how the game is designed to encourage you to interact with with zombies. One, that's the point of the game. And whenever you find yourself having to fight people in a Dying Light, you're inside, you're in a building, you're in a structure, or maybe you're not, but you're on a rooftop, you're somewhere where it's like, where it's reasonable. Because guess what? If you really started breaking it down, you'd be like, well, it's not that great either, but that's why they emphasize the other things. Mobility is the main emphasis. You get what you want by melee and mobility, with guns being a secondary. That's what this should have been. There should not really be nearly as many humans. There should probably be way more zombies. And you should probably be way better equipped to deal with them. There should be a soft lock or a snap lock, just because it's the only way. Again, if you're going to have bad shooting, I think certain games don't need it, but because their shooting is incredible. And what's funny is even the world's best shooting games, as far as like general consensus, not being like this is the most realistic and accurate. I mean the one that people buy. The Call of Duties, the Battlefields, the Destinies, the Divisions, even those games have a soft snap. And their shooting mechanics are perfect. So how are you going to not have perfect shooting mechanics? Even Uncharted. Look at the other games. Last of Us even. All of them have either a soft lock, a snap lock, or a soft snap. Where it's like it'll snap not necessarily onto it'll when you aim down the sights, it'll go to whoever you are basically aiming at. It will lock onto them, or it will snap towards them, and from there you will have to just do minor adjustments to whether you're trying to get a headshot or you're comfortable just hitting center mass. But when your enemies take 4 or 5 bullets, you don't really get very many bullets. I just feel like they focused on the wrong things at the detriment of what could have been a really, really enjoyable experience. Not doesn't mean the game is bad, but it means like I can't. And again, I was frustrated, but even now I'm less frustrated, and I still stand behind that. If you can find a shooting game that has worse shooting mechanics than this from this generation, I would be amazed. Like, there are worse games. Most games are worse. That's what's funny. Most games are going to be worse than this, but they don't have these shitty mechanics that they force you into. I mean, if you let's say like you had a airplane game where you're like, ooh, this is a dogfighting game, like a World War II airplane game. But what if the fucking flying mechanics were not good? Then nothing else really is going to shine, because the one thing that you're doing the most is not well done. If you have again, doesn't matter what you take. If you have a basketball game, what are the main 2 things you will be doing? You will be running, or you'll be dribbling, and you'll be shooting as far as with the ball. So if dribbling doesn't feel responsive, it doesn't feel intuitive, and shooting doesn't, everything's off. You're not able to time it. The game doesn't follow its own logic and rules. That game's not going to do well, because that's what you're there to do. If you're in a driving game, if you're playing Forza, or you're playing like Gran Turismo, and guess what? All you're doing is driving. And you know why? Because, do you know what that means? That's why those games are perfect. It doesn't matter which one you prefer. The actual mechanics of driving feel good. And because that's the point. So this basically is a motorcycle shooter. That's what it is. If you were to pick the things you're doing the most, you're doing motorcycle driving, and you're shooting, and then I would put melee in third, and maybe depending on how you play, but here's the thing: you can't even really say it's melee, because you hardly get a chance to melee. Either you're just meleeing 1 or 2 zombies, or you're running from the herd trying to thin it down with guns, bullets, and traps. So you're still shooting in way more than you're doing that's like the most crucial part of the game. I mean, yeah, you do more like motorcycle driving, but that's less crucial, because that's really just to get you from point A to point B. Same with like Grand Theft Auto. And here's the thing though with Grand Theft Auto. They understand what people are looking for. And if you ask most people, they're going to say that while the driving mechanics have gotten better with each game, it is far from great. But guess what? This isn't like Grand Theft Auto, the driving game. This is Grand Theft Auto, the third-person open-world action narrative-driven shooter game. And that's what they focus on. And so it's like, rather than focusing on the bike so much, maybe I would rather the bike be the worst thing ever, but shooting be perfect. Take the bike out of the game. Spend all that time and effort on shooting, because that's all you're doing. I mean, I've got 2 guns. Right, just on my persons, I've got 2 guns and a crossbow. That's all you're doing is shooting. And so for me, I think that's the indelible gap that I just can't bridge, and that not saying like, oh, I can't play it, but it's just, or I can't get on board with it, I don't like the game as a whole. But that is the fatal flaw. I've identified it for me. Everyone, I think, might have their own opinions as far as the things they like. Some people might say, I enjoyed it, or I found it more than tolerable. That may well be, but a lot of people don't really know what they're looking for. And so anything is enjoyable or tolerable. And this is tolerable. I mean, I can grind my way through it, but it shouldn't. I should be fighting the enemies, not fighting with the mechanics and execution of the mechanics. And I think that is my biggest issue with this game, is that 99% of the time I'm not enjoying the game to the fullest because I'm fighting with the undercooked mechanics. Everything just feels like, personally, I think this game needed another year. And I think that Sony messed up by announcing it too early. I think that this game is not done. I know what a done PlayStation game looks and feels like. This doesn't feel like a finished game. This feels like a game that is almost finished. It's almost, you ever cooked a cake and everything was done except the middle? You're like, oh, the outside, everything is blown up nice, but the middle is just like sauce. It's just cake sauce, hot cake sauce. But all around it, everything around it is solid cake, perfectly right color, right? It lifted well. That's what this is. It is a perfect cake, but the middle, once you go to slice into it, the middle is just cake batter. It's just hot cake sauce. And it really hurts what otherwise could have been probably one of the top 5 games, or at least on PlayStation this generation. And that's what bothers me the most, when you're like, shit, you were so close and you shot yourself in the foot. And the worst part is, if this game was a person, you wouldn't even be able, the shooting mechanics are so bad in this game, you wouldn't even be able to shoot yourself in the foot. You could probably put a gun right against your toe and shoot, and you'd still hit the ground right next to your toe and be like, I don't even know how that happened, because it was pressed against my foot. I don't know, man. I just think, big thing, man. That's a big thing for me, is whatever your goal is, or whatever the player is going to be engaging with the most, needs to feel good. Everything should feel good, and of course that's what developers want, that's what players want. You want everything to be perfect. You want everything to work just right. But the reality is, for most games, nearly every game, most stuff doesn't necessarily work right. Like there's always 1 or 2 things that are just off. But the one thing that is an absolute certainty is, while every single game might have something that is a little off, you as a developer cannot allow the thing that's off to be the thing that people are doing the most. So if it's Mirror's Edge, the story can suffer, the graphics can suffer, the sound can be underwhelming. But what you can't fuck up in Mirror's Edge is the mobility, the wall running. Traversing the world has to be perfect. Everything else should be perfect too, but everything else can just be like serviceable. But that thing has to be perfect. Again, if you're playing a sports game, if you're playing UFC, I don't care about how many hours of commentary they captured. I don't care how big the roster is. I don't care about the campaign and story modes. No, that's not why people play sports games. People don't care about campaigns. Not saying that they won't play through it, not saying that they're not sometimes fun. That's not why people play sports games. So when people are like, "Oh, the campaign shit," who cares? All the campaigns for all the sports games have been pretty bad. But guess what? It doesn't stop them from being the highest selling games of the year. Because guess what? FIFA, soccer, playing soccer feels good. Everything else sucks. Everything else sucks. I mean, the way it looks is good too. But it looks good and it plays well. I'm talking about outside of the game, like the actual soccer match. The menus are shit. The monetization is shit. Everything else is just not good. But what you are here for is. And this is what Days Gone missed. Everything feels good except for the thing that's most important, which is shooting. Apparently, I didn't even realize there'd be quite this much gunplay. But it just doesn't feel good. I think they could fix it. They could patch in some hitboxes. They could patch in some bullet curve, whatever. Most games have that. A little of that. This game obviously doesn't. They could patch in, magnetization towards center mass. There are things that they could patch in, a snap lock. All this. That's my problem though with the game. Is the things that are wrong with the game aren't. It's not baked into it to the point where you can't fix it. It's not like, fuck, it's so broken. Like, when you look at Crackdown, that's a game that's fundamentally broken. And there's no way you're going to patch that into a working, like a great game. You just can't. It's baked into the foundation, in the source code of the game. Is just flawed. This doesn't have that. This could be fixed. This could be not even like, oh, it's salvaged. No. This is a very good game with a few fatal flaws, but those fatal flaws are things that can be adjusted and tuned. It's just going to take enough community people to, one, PlayStation fanboys. I'm a PlayStation player, but I'm not a fanboy. Stop defending this game. Don't go along with other people when they say it's bad. But we need to start telling people, hey, this is what's wrong. This is what is not, this is what is good. This is what didn't work. This is what could use some work. Because when you start just defending something blindly or hating something blindly, there's no room for improvement. If you're saying this is perfect, like, no game is perfect, but if you're just like, it's great, I don't know what people are talking about, they're being too hard on it, and they are. But you also need to say, while saying that, I also must admit that there are some serious flaws with this game. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with saying this is a great game with some serious flaws. The two don't have to go hand in hand. I don't know, guys. Just, like I said, it's just frustrating for me to see a game that is right on the cusp, that just needed a little tiny bit more, a little bit more development, a little bit more cooking, and it could have been something just legendary. Just legendary. But it's in its own way. It's in its own way, and it's really, really difficult to get immersed in what you're watching when you're constantly fighting with the game. And with that, I've ranted long enough. I hope to see all of you back here. I will play. I'll try not to bitch so much. Sorry about being a little bitch, but, listen, when I spend $60 on something, I have a right to say so. That's my thing where I'm like, if you don't buy it, then don't say anything. But you know what I mean? Don't talk shit about a game if you're not gonna drop money. But once soon as you drop, that's why when people be like, if you didn't vote, which again, doesn't mean you're not allowed to have an opinion. But when people are saying a game is bad, you need to have played it. You know, and I'm seeing quite a few people who are just echoing what they're hearing instead of experiencing it for themselves. But either way, thank you guys for joining. I'll try to not be such a bitch next time. And yeah, I'll see you next time on Quiet Time Gaming.